The buzzer beaters, the crowd, the Cinderellas. College basketball is a beautiful game filled with the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. The start of every season brings a fresh start for every team and every player. A chance for teams to fold under the burden of their expectations. A chance for teams to receive redemption for a previous season that was cut shorter than they had hoped. And of course, a chance for teams and players expected to do nothing to shock the world. This channel will be dedicated to discussing and analyzing all that goes on in the college basketball world. Welcome to the CBB Report. There is unfortunately a lot of time until the beginning of the college basketball season on November 8th. With the transfer portal winding down and declaring for the draft over, rosters are starting to take shape. With that, let's go through each conference and rank the teams. Today, let's do our too early 2022-2023 rankings for the most storied conferences in college basketball, the PAC-12. While I love ranking teams, I do not believe it provides a clear picture of the competition levels between the teams. The difference between a team I rank 7 and a team I rank 8 can be extremely marginal, and both teams can probably flip-flop on my rankings. The same things go for 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and etc. etc. That is why I've created a tier list to show off different levels of competition. In the Pac-12, I've created 5 tiers, the 5th being the lowest and the 1st being the highest. Today, let's rank Tier 2, which I have named Almost Primetime. Tier 2 I've named Almost Primetime for the Pac-12 because these teams are very good, but there's just something missing that will keep them from being the top 2 teams in the Pac-12. These next 4 teams, though, can all be in contention for March Madness and will be the top dogs in the Pac-12. Last in Tier 2 and 4th in the Pac-12 is Arizona. The Wildcats had an amazing season last year. They finished 33-4 in the regular season, 18-2 in the Pac-12, which was good for first. They also won the Pac-12 basketball championship last year. The bad news for Arizona and head coach Tommy Lloyd is the core of the last year's team is all gone. The big 3 of Benedict Mathurin, Christian Koloko, Dalen Terry were all drafted. Offensively though, the Wildcats should be just fine. Their 1.123 team offensive efficiency was good for 8th best in the country last year, and I think they stayed top 20 this year in Lloyd's system. Azuolas Tubelis and Kier Krissa were 2 of Arizona's top 4 scorers last year and can take another step up this year. Tubelis should start at the 4 and he could win Pac-12 Player of the Year. In 24.6 minutes per game last year, Tubelis averaged 13.9 points per game on 54% from the field and 6.2 boards per game. He can also kind of play stretch 4 as he shot 26% from 3 last year. If he can increase that number, it would give him an even stronger chance to be Pac-12 Player of the Year. Tubelis led the team with a 27.2 usage rate last year, something I would expect to stay around the same. He also shut down defensively with a 91.1 defensive rating. Krissa will start at the 1 for the Wildcats. For Big Ten fans, think of a much better Andre Curbelo. He is dynamic and produces wow plays every game, but he's also as inconsistent and makes stupid plays sometimes too. The 6'3" guard from Estonia averaged 9.7 points and 4.7 assists last season, but he also ran into turnover issues, with 72 turnovers in 33 games. Filling out the backcourt should be Texas transfer Courtney Ramey. Whatever Krissa is in explosiveness and inconsistency, Ramey's the opposite. A consistent, smart player. Ramey should be the calm floor general to Krissa's hectic play. They should make a dynamic offensive duo. Ramey is one of those solid floor generals in college basketball, and he'll average around 10 a game, shoot very efficiently, rarely turn the ball over, pass well, and even get boards when needed. He is the perfect glue guy for this team. Omar Ballo will be the starting center for the team. Ballo averaged 15 minutes per game last year and was great when called on offensively, and defensively was fantastic down low with a 90.2 defensive rating. Pele Larson will most likely start at 3. He's a solid player that averaged around 7 points per game last year, shooting 36% from deep. Where I'm worried for this team is their bench depth and defense. The bench depth isn't bad, just worse compared to the other teams in Tier 2 and 1. Transfer Cedric Henderson should see some minutes, and high 4-star point guard recruit Kylan Boswell should also get some minutes backing up Ramey. 4-star center recruit Dylan Anderson should also back up Ballo. Tatvilas Tubelis, the brother of Azuolas Tubelis, will get key minutes, and potential international recruit Philip Borovikanen and Henry Visser should probably fit into a small role as well. The Arizona frontcourt defense should be solid with Ballo and Tubelis, but the backcourt defense is very questionable. Last year they finished 16th in all of college basketball in defensive efficiency, with a .911 defensive efficiency. Ramey's okay, but Krissa can be a liability on the defensive end, and Larson's not very good either. When making distinctions between these 4 teams, you have to nitpick, and I think this questionable Arizona backcourt defense and inexperienced bench depth are going to make them 15-5 and 4th in the Pac-12. 3rd in the Pac-12 and top of Tier 2 will be USC. I'm higher on USC than most. Last year, USC finished 26-8 overall, 14-6 in the Pac-12, and 3rd. Other than losing Isaiah Mobley, who was their best player, head coach Andy Enfield was able to keep most of the talent on this team. Enfield pairs that talent with the 9th best recruiting class in the nation. The 5-star center out of Southern California Academy, Vince Uwuchukwu, alongside high 4-star power forward recruit from Sierra Canyon, Kijani Wright, high 4-star small forward recruit from prolific prep, Trey White, are all coming to USC. Also, high 3-star shooting guard recruit Isaiah Sellers, Australian international recruit Yaroslav Niagu are all coming to USC. That is a stacked recruiting class. The starting 5 should be Boogie Ellis, Reese Dixon-Waters, Drew Peterson, Kajani Wright, and Vince Uwuchukwu. The freshman frontcourt should make Trojan fans a little nervous, but at the same time, if you would want to start all freshman frontcourt, it would be these two talented players. As much as I've talked my bias against freshmen, I think they actually bucked the trend and show out for USC this year. Drew Peterson should start at the 3. Peterson had a fantastic season last year. He was third on the team with 12.4 points per game, and he shot 46.7% from the field and 41.2% from 3. He also has great vision, as he led the team with 3.3 assists per game. Peterson is an efficient 3-level scorer and smart offensive player, and also can hold his own on defense. At the point will be Boogie Ellis. Ellis is another one of those players that is a solid floor general. Ellis was second on the team last year with 12.5 points per game and shot 41% from the field and 37% from the 3. At the 2 should be Reese Dixon-Waters, who only played 13.4 minutes per game last year, averaging 4.8 points. But he shot extremely well, shooting 44% from the field and an insane 46% from 3 in those limited minutes. He can be the X factor for this team and can take a huge step up offensively. His 119.1 offensive rating was also the second highest on the team last year. Malik Thomas, Trey White, Harrison Hornery, Isaiah Sellers, maybe Yaroslav Niagu, Joshua Morgan, and Kobe Johnson should all see some minutes from this bench. And this gives USC a very deep bench and has some good talent as well. While USC's bench is comparable to Arizona's, their defense I believe will be much better than Arizona's. That's why I think this will be a real breakout year for USC, going third in the Pac-12. That is my Pac-12 Tier 2 Almost Primetime rankings. Let me know if you agree or not in the comments, and thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Follow TikTok, the CBB Report, subscribe, like, and comment with your thoughts. Where was I right? Where do you think I went wrong? Let me know down below, and thank you for watching.